Guzman, thank you so much
You're welcome.
for having this conversation. You are heading a major department, SBA. And what does it mean for you to be here at the Global Black Economic Forum this year?
Oh, it's everything. And, it's my huge honor to be able to serve in, first off, the most diverse cabinet in history, but, for a president who really cares about entrepreneurs because he wants to level the playing field and make sure there's opportunity for all. So this is the perfect forum for me to be in to do that. We have a small business boom happening right now in America with 18 million new business applications filed. And for the past 10 years, we know women and people of color have been leading that, but Black entrepreneurs have the highest rates in 30 years under this president. And it's exciting to see and meet those businesses and get SBA assistance to help them grow.
Secretary Guzman, you have been called, I've read many articles, and you've been like one of the most traveled in this position that we've ever seen. Why is it so important for you to get out and touch people in that way? What has been the result?
Well, small businesses are on main streets. They're not in the halls of Congress. They're on main streets.
Yes.
They're in manufacturing centers. They're in innovation hubs. And when we're talking about the future of this country and our economy, we need to focus on who's starting businesses. And that is our diverse founders, our Black and brown founders, our women. Because, in particular, they've faced historic barriers and have been challenged to access government programs. And so if we want to create a future economy that works for everyone, and, by the way, not leave any great idea behind and make sure that it can evolve into a growing, thriving business, then we need to get this right. And so that's why I'm here.
Let's talk about those challenges really quickly, because we've seen the challenges to the 8A program. I did an interview earlier, we were talking about Project 2025, and what the agenda here is a far-right agenda to erase everything related to diversity, equity, and inclusion. And even some companies that are saying, you know what, backing off of that in some ways. How are you conquering those different challenges when it comes to that? And even the case we saw with fearless funding and VC funding for Black and brown people.
Right. Well, and that's why leadership matters, and a vision for the future that includes and celebrates America's diversity really matters. Under Biden-Harris, we've been able to really perform to ensure that we fight for equity, because it's not just the right thing to do, but this is the future of our economy. We rely on entrepreneurs. They create 2/3 of net new jobs. They produce the products and services and innovations that we need. And if we want to make sure that future is strong and solid, then you can't have underperformance because you can't get a good venture capital investment. You can't have underperformance because you never know how to navigate government contracting.
Right.
So, or private supply chains for that matter. And really, I think that's why you've had so many supporters continue on the private sector side, and of course with President Biden and Vice President Harris, is that it's vital that we get this right. And
he directed your whole program. I know he directed every single. I was surprised when I saw that every single office, agency, to put equity first, to look at equity, to see what they can do. I was like, okay.
Yeah, that's right. And it made a difference. So, for example, we've reformed our programs, the most historic reforms in 40 years, because we've increased competition, simplified our products, and I doubled Black lending to $1.5 billion.
Come on.
Last year, doubled.
Yes.
And the same goes for government contracting. The president set a vision at the commemoration of Tulsa Race Massacre that we wanted to get to 15% to small disadvantaged businesses, which includes the 8A, by 2025. We've been on track. We've increased contracts to Black-owned businesses by $800 million. There is still so much more work to do on both of those fronts, but those are huge gains. And this is the time when we need those gains, because our future employment, our future businesses that are competing in AI. I just met Empowered AI at the Essence Festival. This young, incredible AI entrepreneur. Black businesses are starting in every single area. I talked on stage about Sebastian, the Black Virginia firm that's competing in Cote d'Ivoire to help sustain and protect their digital infrastructure against, guess what, Huawei from China, who had built the infrastructure. So we are seeing that Black entrepreneurs matter for our national security, our manufacturing base,
Absolutely.
innovation.
Right.
Let's get this right.
Black hands have always mattered to the wealth, health, and growth of this country. Lastly, you announced, along with Alfonso David on the stage, that there is a new partnership with the Global Black Economic Forum. What is this new partnership?
Well, I'm about making new partnerships. I partnered for the first time ever with the Divine Nine just a couple of years ago. Now this partnership is going to take me to another level as well. I think that there's been such long-lasting historic distrust and inability to access government programs. You've got to get creative, and that's what the president asked me to do. Like build up networks with trusted organizations to be able to make sure those entrepreneurs feel like they can come to us with any question
Wonderful.
and with any need. And so our partnership with Global Black Economic Forum is really going to further thrust SBA into the hands of those entrepreneurs so they can be better prepared to get affordable capital, get contracts, and create jobs.
Secretary Guzman, thank you so much for coming on American Urban Radio Network. This is the first time we've had you on, so I absolutely look forward to having you on again. And good luck to the work that you are doing with the industry.
Thank you. I look forward to it. It's been an honor.
Absolutely. I love that necklace.